You know what's funny? For years, I kept hearing people say that Gokarn was better than Goa. And honestly, I never really understood why. I mean, Goa has bigger beaches, more nightlife, more activities, and it's basically everyone's first choice. So I always thought people were just trying to act different. But after finally visiting Gokarn, I think I understand what they meant. And no, I'm not saying Gokarn is better than Goa in every way. But I do think it offers something that's becoming really rare these days. Peace. And honestly, that's what surprised me the most. Because the first thing that hit me wasn't the beaches. It was the vibe. Everything felt slower, calmer. People weren't rushing. Nobody seemed stressed. And somehow, even doing absolutely nothing felt enjoyable. Which is weird, because I'm usually the kind of person who wants to keep moving and doing something. But Gokarn made me slow down. And honestly, I didn't know how much I needed that. And then there are the beaches. Man, they're beautiful. Not because they're huge. Not because they're crowded. But because each one feels different. Kudle Beach has this chill backpacker vibe. Om Beach feels like the perfect place to just sit and watch the sunset. Half Moon Beach almost feels hidden away from the world. And Paradise Beach? Honestly, it lives up to its name. But what I loved most wasn't even the views. It was the journey between them. Walking from one beach to another. Listening to the waves. Seeing random cafes in the middle of nowhere. Meeting people from different places. And somehow, those small moments became my favorite memories. And can we talk about sunsets for a second? Because wow, pictures don't do them justice. Sitting there with a cup of tea. Watching the sky slowly change colors. Hearing nothing but the sound of waves. For a few minutes, it feels like time stops. And honestly, I understand why people keep coming back here. Another thing I loved was the food. Tiny beachside cafes. Fresh seafood. Simple meals. Nothing fancy. But somehow everything tastes better when you're sitting with your feet in the sand. And yes, I spent way more time eating than I planned. No regrets. But what surprised me the most was how little I cared about my phone. Usually, we're all busy taking pictures, checking messages, scrolling social media. But in Gokarn, I found myself just sitting there, doing nothing. And somehow, that felt amazing. Now, is Gokarn perfect? Not really. The roads can be tiring. Network isn't great everywhere. And if you're expecting non-stop parties and luxury, you might actually prefer Goa. But honestly, I stopped caring about those things. Because what stayed with me wasn't the hotels, or the cafes, or even the photos. It was the feeling. That feeling of waking up without any plans. Watching sunsets without checking the time. And remembering that sometimes it's okay to slow down. And after coming back home, I realized something. Maybe travel isn't always about seeing famous places. Maybe it's about finding places that make you forget about everything else for a while. And honestly, I think that's why people love Gokarn so much. Because it's not trying to impress you. It's not trying to be flashy. It just lets you breathe. And sometimes, that's exactly what we need. So if you've never been to Gokarn, trust me. Go once. Not for the Instagram pictures. Not for the reels. Just for yourself. Because some places don't give you memories. They give you peace. And honestly, that's something we all need a little more of.